Hello, I am Second Lieutenant Caleb Kiso. Today I will be discussing my research on professional identity formation in faculty developers. Any opinions expressed are those of my research group and do not reflect the opinion of the Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences, the United States Air Force, or any other government agency. This research was completed by a team of researchers. Professional identity formation is described thoroughly in medical students and clinicians, but has yet to be fully defined for faculty developers. Faculty development is essential to enhance graduate medical education, recognizing that excellent clinical skills as a physician does not necessarily ensure educational skill. As such, the ACGME has increased its faculty development requirements. To aid our residencies and fellowships at our military teaching hospitals to achieve these increased requirements, USU developed the Focus Program to create a group of educators to provide standardized faculty development content aimed at key educational skills in a dispersed faculty setting. This study was reviewed by the USAS IRB and determined to be exempt. Our study was a constructivist qualitative study using thematic analysis of semi-structured interviews. An interview guide was developed based on a literature review. The final guide consisted of 14 total questions, starting with basic faculty development questions, progressing to identity formation inquiry. 17 semi-structured interviews were completed by a single interviewer trained in interview skills. All interviews were then transcribed and anonymized. 12 interviews were ultimately coded for analysis. The codebook was created by all 4 coders through consensus after reviewing transcripts 1, 2, and 3. From that point, dyads of coders were created. Each dyad subsequently coded 6 transcripts. Dyads met at certain intervals to continue census building. After coding was completed, all codes were compiled and condensed onto an Excel spreadsheet by a 5th team member. Themes were then created through multiple meetings of all 4 coders and the interviewer. After coding 12 transcripts, the coders felt saturation had occurred. The remaining 4 transcripts were reviewed by one coder to ensure no new items were revealed. This figure illustrates the identified themes organized in order of when each identity component was described along the overall process of identity formation. The x-axis demonstrates the time it takes to develop the identity, and note there are no specific intervals, but it does show that certain elements occur earlier than others. The y-axis shows how each of these builds upon one another. 2 of the themes identified were an invitation to the identity and the concept of faculty development identity formation as a process that progressed over time and experience. Several interviewees spoke about their nomination and invitation initiating their journey to identifying as a faculty developer. Often, they went on to describe feeling how increased time and experience as a practicing faculty developer helped their identity become more robust. Two more themes that our analysis yielded are the value of relationships formed in faculty development and credibility furthering their identity formation. Interestingly, many interviewees discussed the network they grew with faculty development and how these new relationships were often outside of their own departments. They also discussed a sense of credibility from being known as a faculty developer by these new individuals. Many times as well, interviewees described a sense of internal credibility from mastering their faculty development content. One of the more interesting and unexpected themes that was found was a sense of exposure to faculty development sparking a need for further learning in the topic. Almost all individuals talked about their experiences being an awakening to the possibilities and importance of faculty development. With an increased sense of appreciation for the topic, it grew their identity. The last 2 identified themes I will be discussing are interviewees' sense of impact and realization of transferability through their faculty development work. Several interviewees felt as though they were providing a critical service to faculty members and doing impactful work. Also, interviewees talked about the usefulness of their skills in work outside of their faculty development work. Specifically, skills were used in teaching patients, parenting, and facilitating IRB committees. Our qualitative study demonstrated several themes regarding the identity formation of faculty developers. If used intentionally, medical schools and teaching hospitals can create programs or experiences to foster the identity of faculty developers in order to meet the increasing need by medical education accreditation. Leaders in faculty development might use themes such as the sense of eye-opening to inspire investment within a program by highlighting the value of faculty development as a force multiplier while also exposing the gap for more faculty training. Additionally, future research efforts investigating the steps toward the development of faculty development identity formation might elucidate how to more effectively develop training programs for future generations of faculty developers. For example, a more enticing invitation, more efforts at providing external validation, or more emphasis on the transferability of skills could promote more dedication to the field. There were limitations to our study. All study authors, except for the interviewer, had pre-existing relationships with the participants. The study was completed at a single institution and within the context of a formal, centrally directed faculty development program. Lastly, further research in this area could look at future iterations of faculty developer training programs, as it will be important to develop an understanding of the optimal processes and allow for comparison to these early efforts. On behalf of myself and the entire research team, we would like to thank USAFP for the opportunity to present our research today. Thank you for your time and attention.